Dortmund are in Friday night action for the second successive week and are looking for an improvement on their disappointing display last week at Heidenheim. Having won 3 on the bounce, BVB were insipid at the Voith Arena under the floodlights and were held to a goalless draw. The critics were quickly on their case, with coach Edin Terzic even taking the unusual step of criticizing his players in public. "I don't think we deserved more than a point with our performance," the Dortmund coach said after the game. "We had a lot of possession, especially in the second half, but we had no penetration, were hardly able to create any real chances. I think our play was far too complicated and not tidy. We were far too passive in our positioning and we wanted to correct that in the second half. I think the structure looked better in the second half, but it was still not good enough." A few guys who have been dissatisfied over the last few weeks and months with their playing time got the chance to play. But they weren't able to make the most of it. "We as a team simply didn't manage to do what we set out to do before the game." The hosts will be encouraged by the fact that the last 2 Bundesliga meetings with the Breisgauer at the Signal Iduna Park have both ended in 5-1 victories, and the knowledge they have won 14 of the last 15 home games with just 1 draw. The positive mood from the first 3 fixtures this year has abated somewhat after the Heidenheim game. The task now is to inject a sense of optimism again with a performance and a victory. Christian Streichel's side travel north on the back of 2 consecutive 3-1 losses, Werder Bremen and VfB Stuttgart, so need to tighten things up if they are not to make it 3 reverses on the trot and drop further behind in the battle for the European places. Every season coach Streich emphasizes that securing Bundesliga survival is the season goal, but almost every season sees the Black Forest club surpass that target and compete for the European places. At the same point last season Freiburg were 9 points better off and sat 4th. A defeat on Friday could possibly see them drop down to 9th. They have found goals harder to come by this season, with just 26 scored. Only the bottom and Wolfsburg have scored fewer goals this season. Their record against Dortmund isn't great, and the Hinrun fixture on matchday 4 saw them give up a 2-1 halftime lead to ultimately lose 4-2 at the Europa Park, with 2 goals conceded right at the end. Team news: Borussia Dortmund. Edin Terzic looks set to be able to welcome back keeper Gregor Kobel as well as Julian Brandt and Marco Reus following illness. The departure of Thomas Meunier to Trabzonspor means that Marius Wolf is likely to get the nod at right back. The experiment with Youssoufa Moukoko playing alongside Niklas Füllkrug looks like it will be ditched with a return to a 4-2-3-1 formation. BVB are unlikely to take any risks with Jadon Sancho, and a late decision will be taken as to his involvement. Julian Ryerson, on the other hand, does look ready to return to the squad following injury and could make the bench. Possible lineup: Kobel, Wolf, Hummels, Schlotterbeck, Matson, Sabitzer, Kahn, Malen, Brandt, Reus, Füllkrug. Freiburg. The Breisgauer will be without key defender, an ex-Dortmund Matthias Ginter due to an Achilles injury, and Merlin Roll is suspended due to his red card last week against Stuttgart. There is more positive news regarding Christian Gunter. Having broken his arm on matchday 1 this season, he made a substitute appearance last week and will be available again this week. Ritsu Doan has also returned from the Asia Cup and could be in contention. Possible lineup: Atubalu, Kubler, Sildilia, Gold, Makengo, Eggestein, Hoffler, Salai, Holler, Griffo, Gregorich. What they're saying: Borussia Dortmund. Edin Terzic. We treated the performance in Heidenheim critically. In front of our fans in our stadium, we are willing to show a better performance and keep the 3 points here. We can understand the fans' frustration, but we have to hold on to the things that make us good. Previously we had seen progress in a number of points. Defensively we were very stable, conceding 1 goal in 4 games. But there wasn't enough going forward. Freiburg always stays true to their path, even if there are times when they don't achieve their results. The first game was extremely close. They come with the aim of scoring. But we are confident that we will perform better tomorrow than we did last week.